It is not being fed. Hi everyone that just joined on. My name is Marlaina and I'm excited to be teaching this upcoming class. We're just setting up, so feel free to get yourself into your body and warm up, and thanks. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Marlaina and I'll be teaching our somatic improv class today. With me today, we have Hillary and we have Nicole, some amazing people who came out to join us, and I'm really excited to be leading this class. Feel free to type in the chat if you have any questions, comments. We're definitely gonna want your feedback in this exploration of body and movement and mind. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started. Okay. Welcome. I'm really excited to lead this class with you, and we're actually going to first off just start with some basic body warm-up exercises. So first, you can face whatever way you want to in your space. There's no front. Same with Nicole and Hillary, you can face whatever direction you want to. I'll be facing you. First thing is we're just going to start with our hands. We're going to try to start in a neutral standing position. So if you can align your heels, standing kind of right underneath your femur crease. So just if you think about maybe an inch, 2 inches just between your legs. Great. Feet parallel, trying to stack your pelvis above your feet, pelvis, softening your feet, keeping the floor curves in your spine. And we're just going to start with our hands rubbing together, creating some friction. We're going to dive into this class mainly through sensation and through imagery. So I'm really excited for this ride that we're going to take together. And we're just going to start with our hands creating some friction. You'll feel hopefully heat. I don't know what everyone else is feeling, Hillary.
Definitely
Heat. What about you, Nicole? Heat. Okay, we're feeling some warmth. And why we just take our hands apart just slightly and see how they feel resonating together. We just created a lot of energy between them, a lot of friction. I wonder if we can try to feel that invisible energy that we just created. Maybe like a slight exploration of that tense between your hands. And continuing on your own, you can try really fast, you can try kind of going a little bit slower, feeling this friction between your body. And again, pulling your hands away. You're just doing a small exploration for yourself. What did that friction cause for you? Again, making a little bit more heat. We have lots of heat over here, and we're just gonna take out our warm hands and we're gonna place them on parts of our body that need some lifting up. So that could be your neck, your legs, your feet. You can go back to this friction to make more heat, different parts of your body. Just working to try to explore and see where you need a little bit more attention. This heat and attention can go and respond to your body in different ways. You can feel pressure, you can feel very, very light touch. I want you to also explore, use your creativity, use your imagination, and feel yourself.
These tough times, friends like mine would rather dash than die on the bones of what's thrown to them. When a wave of the wine has a
So we're just, for those of you who are logging on and joining us, welcome. We're very excited to have you. We are rubbing our hands together to create some heat and to create some friction. And we're experiencing what that feels like on different parts of our body. Trying to get our body warmed up today through different sensations and different imagery. So we're just using our hands to start off. And I'm going to take that heat and put it very close to your face. As you know, I'm sure your face has lots of reflexology points, lots of pathways into different nerves, and brain and body. So we're going to try to access a few of those today. I'm going to move a little bit closer. Great. And so first thing, we're going to take our hands and we're going to start raking our forehead with our hands. So again, we're waking up our body through sensation, and we're accessing a little bit of our reflexology, moving your touch and your massage to your temples, even into your hairline a little bit, feeling how you can move your skin around, exploring all the different parts of your skull. Going raking the temples, now down to our cheeks and our jaw. So we're going to massage our jaw muscles, which are actually slightly farther back than you would think they are. So I'm going to turn to the side. It's almost just right if you think about your mask, maybe right where your mask might end on the side of your cheek. And we're going to use our fingers to press against and massage out some of our jaw muscles. Keep your jaw open or shut. And we're going to continue along that pathway, and we're going down to our chin now. So there's a trigeminal nerve that runs through our jaw, goes through our teeth, and we're just going to rub kind of through that. Nice. From there, we're going to take 2 fingers and we're going to press them kind of on our sinuses. So right here on your cheeks, below your eyes, and you can give a little bit of vibration. really, if you ever are a little bit congested or have allergies in this changing season, this is a really good place to sort of access and open up your nasal pockets. And then slightly a little bit wider, we're going to the next one. Another little hole in our skull here, pressing in, making a little bit of vibration. Give your face turn today. Like brushing to that area, that's good. That means you're doing it right. Wonderful. Good, and then just kind of going around your eye. Again, don't press or rub on your eye. I've learned that recently, but kind of just trying to press along the socket, just around your eye. Good. From there, you can do a few face swipes. Any heat that's residually on your face, we're bringing that down to our neck now. Using your hands, really trying to feel how your neck feels today. Maybe you've already explored your body a little bit today. Maybe this is your first time in physical contact with your own body. Yeah, see how that feels like to you. You can massage the front of your neck and get through the scalene muscles, upper trapezius. Maybe explore that. Nice. Going down, we're going to try to feel all of our limbs and skin. We're just going to give ourselves a nice rub. Pulling through each of our fingers, giving extra attention to our fingertips, which also through reflexology go right back up to the sinuses. Another great access point. Pulling through our fingers, giving the space between our this fleshy part between our thumb and our pointer finger a nice squeeze. This is a great access reflexology point if you have a headache or you're experiencing a little migraine or a headache, as I have, and it's a great space to kind of give it a little extra care and attention. Again, other hand, pulling down from our neck, feeling around our muscles, just sort of accessing our body all the way down, forearm. There's another great little point. If you take your thumb, rubbing up against your forearm, there's another great little massage access point right here. Wiggle around with, great. And then again, pulling through our fingers. Welcome to those who are just joining us. We're again kind of warming up and exploring our body through sensation and touch today. Taking your other hand, pressing on that fleshy part between your thumb and your pointer finger. Excellent. Giving it an extra nice rub. Good. We're gonna take our hands together, clasp them together, and take a nice little spiral with your wrists and your fingers in opposite direction. Feel like you can move and actually press the skin between all of your fingers as well. Really, maybe you've never felt the skin between your pinky finger and your ring finger, and we're just experiencing that for the first time today, and maybe you do this all the time, massaging through your hands. We're constantly using them every day, opening doors, brushing teeth, texting, and yeah, they also deserve our care and attention too. Good. After we've done our arms, we're gonna go down all the way, and we're gonna start tapping a little bit, bringing some more blood through our arms and our back. If you're in a space with other people and you wanna take turns tapping on each other's bodies, that's also a great option. Give it a nice loose wrist so that you're not bodies up in our, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the word. We're gonna set our bodies up in our own personal alignment now. We're just gonna find neutral for ourselves. So you can face, again, whatever way you want. You're gonna find right where your hip crease is. You take one knee up, kind of right where you feel the inside of your leg creasing. You wanna just like let your leg fall. Kind of experiencing the ripple effect that's happening through our body. And hopefully we allow it to fall right underneath itself. And again, an inch or two apart, it really depends on your own hip width. For me, my center points are here, where that femoral joint lies, it creases. Be sure to do your other leg. Great. And holding it and letting it fall, feeling the residual effect. Good. Awesome. From there, we're just going to find our neutral pelvis. So if you think about your ASIS, 2 hip points, 2 hip bones, find those for yourself. They kind of should be sticking out a little bit. You can find the edge of your pelvis right there in the front. Then you also have your pubic bone, which is kind of where your 2 pelvic halves come together, your pubic symphysis, and you're going to make sure all of those points make a sort of triangle. When you're standing, that triangle should be perpendicular to the floor. So that triangle is at a 90-degree angle with the floor that goes straight down. Another great reference point is your sacrum. So the sacrum is this flat triangular bone right at the back of your pelvis. That sacrum is like the keystone if you're thinking about an arch, and the way your pelvis is kind of come together with these 2 hip sides, that sacrum is really that keystone within that picture and frame, and so that's really, really important. If you think about that going down in your mind's eye, straight down to the floor, it actually should land a little bit behind your heels. So there's lots of talk about, especially in dance, wanting to keep your weight in your toes, but we don't want to let our bodies tuck at all. That really can cause our hips to grip and our glutes and upper thighs to work overtime. So you do want to try to find our natural alignment without really much muscular force. So if you think about that triangle, being perpendicular to the floor, and then there's your sacrum dropping down in its palm line right below and gonna fall and land kind of maybe an inch or 2, maybe even 3 inches behind your heels. Great reference points as you're continuing. Again, we have 4 curves at the spine. One is at the sacrum, that curves down like this. We have an arch at our lumbar spine. Another thoracic curve around our shoulders to our neck, and then a cervical curve at our neck and top of our spine. So we're going to try to think about all of those curves as being this sort of spring that is keeping our body and our spine very cushiony. So we're going to think about all of those curves, and they're just stacking our weight on top of our spine and on top of our feet. There shouldn't be that much muscular force involved in maintaining this alignment. It's really important to find. We're going to try to work in this alignment pretty much throughout the class today. Another great access point is your shoulders. So a lot in dance, as I was growing up, told to really put my shoulders down or back and stuff. If you think about the tops of your shoulders, the fronts of your shoulders being a gear and rotating instead of pulling your shoulders back or pushing them down. If you think of just the tops of your shoulders almost being a gear that's rotating forward and up, where your shoulder girdle connects, it's really just right here on your clavicle. That's the only bony connection of your whole shoulder girdle. So if you think about just your shoulders, again, kind of rotating up to the side and poking out in this diagonal direction, that'll really put your shoulders in their natural anatomical alignment. And we're going to try to be working within that. Again, if you think about your arms in a swing, the really only point of motion should be your clavicle is what's rotating and allowing your arms to swing. If you think about also maybe a similar gear kind of imagery at your ears, that will also help you find your correct or your anatomically efficient and correct head position. Again, I've been taught many different ways, many different teachers. The one that I found most helpful for myself is thinking about an ear a gear at your ear. So instead of having your chin up like this or trying to push it back to keep your chin down, if you think about a gear twisting at your ears and your fifth line or an imaginary like beam of light coming up the top back of your skull, and that you're able to have that go straight vertical by kind of having that torque within that gear of your ears. So in finding this alignment, again, heels right underneath our femoral joints, sacrum, if it plumb lines straight back and behind your heels, ribs soft, chest soft, shoulders rotating out and through, ears rotating, and allowing that sort of cushion that the spring of your spine down gives you. And soften at the knees. Again, make sure that your jaw is loose. Sometimes we can hold tension in our jaw. Find like a nice softening in your knees. And we're going to try to maintain this structural alignment that we just found, this neutral alignment, as we walk around whatever space you have. If it's not a lot of space and you want to pace back and forth, please feel free. We are also in my living room today, and we're very, very fortunate to have the space and share it with all of you. So again, trying to maintain this alignment, you can feel your gaze leading you, and I really want you to notice everything about your space. If you're, noticing colors or textures or shine, or maybe there's a mirror, or maybe there's a window, I want you to try to use your eyes to move you throughout the space. Again, if you feel yourself kind of falling out of that structural alignment that we just found in yourself, feel free to take a pause and re-find it for yourself. I think that alignment is the most important when moving around in space and the most efficient, and it will help prevent injuries or overuse injuries as well. That means it really helps your body find alignment with minimal muscular force. If there's someone else in the room with you, you can also say hi. Hello, Hillary. If there's a plant or another living thing or creature or pet, you can also say hi to that. Again, trying to go notice your body walking, but also think about those gears of the ears, the gears of the shoulders, that sacrum falling down and back behind your heels, and your neutral pelvis, and that triangle staying perpendicular. Great. Now the softening of the knees that we already did, now we can try to, take a little exploration, explore maybe walking in plie. Are you dragging your feet? Are you shifting? Are you falling over your feet? All of these options are open for you to explore with your body. Nice. And if somebody else is exploring something that looks interesting to you, also feel free to explore that. As we're walking, I would love you to take notice of sensations. So, do you feel any wind on your body? Do you feel any rhythms? Rhythm of breath, rhythm of blood, rhythm of heart beating. Maybe you feel your hair move. Maybe you feel, or maybe you're hearing some rhythms or some residual sounds from outside. Or maybe you're hearing a fan, or you're hearing the hum of a light. Kind of try to take all of those sensations and be aware of them and notice them and acknowledge them for what they are. And you can also even let them resonate in your body. If I'm going to feel this wind, and I maybe want to like speed up my walking or syncopate my walking a little bit to feel more wind on my body, that's also very cool as well. Again, our arms are just hanging for right now. But feel how they do move in response to your walking, in response to this neutral spine, in response to your head, your eyes gazing and witnessing and absorbing. You can even take some stillness if that feels prevalent to you. So as I'm sure are aware, we have all this cushion, and with our spine, we have different spirals that exist within our body, within our bones. And we can just think about those, and maybe start incorporating them into our walking. Maybe there's a little spiral of your hip that leads you somewhere else. Maybe there's a little spiral in your walking pattern throughout the space. And then you can feel what your arms respond to that. Maybe you want to access a spiral in your arm. Love for us to share our noticings. For me, I am noticing the rhythm of my foot falling on the floor. Noticing that it's maybe uneven. Maybe I'm breaking it up after a certain amount of steps that feels consistent. Maybe I'm taking 4 steps and then I'm breaking it up. Maybe I'm going to try to break that habitual rhythm pathway and try 1 step. Stopping. Stopping. What are you noticing, Nicole? Yeah.
I'm noticing that the more I release my pelvis, the looser my arms go.
Nicole's noticing the more she releases through her pelvis, the more her arms go. I would love to ask all of you that have logged on to our Instagram, hello. Please share your noticings, and I would love to read them for everyone also. Hillary, what are you noticing through this exploration?
I'm noticing that it is hard for me to move smoothly.
So maybe then you have some choices. Maybe you want to, try to manifest a sort of smoothness, or maybe you want to take your, what would you call this quality that you're accessing? Choppy. Maybe you want to take this choppiness and exaggerate it.
Okay.
Maybe you want to take the choppiness and exaggerate it. Maybe you're trying to break it up with some smoothness. And again, feeling at any time you are welcome and encouraged to find those neutral points for yourself, either way too far forward and use my sacrum, plumb line to find myself on my heels to find that more effortless alignment versus force. So I would love for us to also explore the sensation of wind on our bodies. So we are lucky to have a fan. If you're joining us from YouTube, you might not be able to see it, but we have a fan and I'm feeling the wind of the fan. But I'm also feeling the wind of when I move through the space and how that feels on my body. So I'm gonna try to almost exaggerate that wind. Maybe that means I'm moving faster at points or slower at points. Maybe I'm letting my arms move a little bit more freely. Maybe they even go in a different sphere of the room or sphere of my body. Accessing that wind. And maybe I'm feeling and noticing the wind on my legs and my arms and my neck and my face. But can you feel the wind between your toes? Can you feel the wind between your fingers where we had just given a lot of care and massage? How can you try to access this wind and feel it in different parts of your body? Maybe in your ears, if you want to feel wind in your ears and you need to take some sagittal movements of your spine. Now, I'm seeing us wanting to get into our spine, and I think that's awesome. So we're just gonna kind of, wherever you are in the space, pause to find your neutral pelvis. I'm just gonna do a very calm, slight range of motion warm-up. I'm gonna start with rolling down from the top of our head, softening at your knee. Again, thinking about those alignment pathways. Again, when we're standing back up, maintaining and finding that neutral pelvis, feet right underneath your femoral joints. And you can reach up. Allow your gaze to follow you. Up and down a few times. Moving the fluid within your spinal column to all different parts, the front and the back. The front when you arch, the back when you curve. And taking it over to the side. Moving around that synovial fluid to the side of your body. And here you can, reference that triangular neutral pelvis, your sacrum dropping back, the curves of your shoulder rotating in a gear-like fashion forward and out on the diagonal. Your ear, rotating down and up through that hip line, and seeing how those points access the heel through this movement. Now we're going to take a twist. Put your hands on your shoulders or just out to the side. For me, I keep them on my shoulders because that helps me make sure that my elbows aren't behind my body. If our shoulders are kind of in that rotated gear position, our elbows should actually be kind of aligned with the middle of our body or like the seam of your shirt. So again, finding that in a twist, trying to maintain that neutral pelvis forward, and allowing your cervical spine of your head also rotate on that as well. Stepping out to the side, we're just going to take a little bit of a wider stance here to get into our hip joints. So we're going to crease at one hip joint, bending that knee and opening the inside of your other hip joint. You can take your spine a little bit forward on this diagonal and try to keep the lumbar arch of your spine and the thoracic curve, and just rotating and twisting over your leg. For me, I have a tendency to anytime I'm in a twist, to twist and open at my solar plexus and let my thoracic curve go into an arch. Again, trying to keep that thoracic curve softening your chest. And just letting yourself kind of go back and forth forth between the two legs. Again, this is mainly for the hips. You can really pay attention to how your spine rotates and acts on top of it. Happy we did the walking before this. My body feels a little bit warmer now. Now we're going to take our attention to our shoulders. We're just kind of going through all of our major joints here. We just did the spine, and that was the hips. Now we're going to our shoulders. You can take a few circles at the shoulder joint, take them forward, and one at a time. Kind of, again, make this your own sort of improv, creative exploration. You know, how does it feel to pull them back? How does it feel to push them forward, up and down? And again, we're just lubricating at this point. Maybe you're noticing how your arms are responding to your shoulders moving. Maybe you're isolating very, one shoulder. That's all great. Okay, after shoulders, we will get to our ankles. I'll step a little bit back so those of you on YouTube can see our ankles. We're just gonna kind of, well, first starting with our alignment, that triangle, which is our egg 2, ASIS hip, bony parts of our hip and our pubic bone, kind of making that triangle, finding it perpendicular, our sacrum dropping down, our shoulders rotating out and up. And shifting weight to one foot and just circling that ankle. I'm trying to draw maybe with my big toe or my heel some circles. Take them out, take them the other way. Maybe try to write your name in cursive if you can do that. That always helps get to all of those different areas of your ankle you might not access. Again, if you find yourself falling over, you can reference those neutral spots, or you can switch, of course, to the other ankle. Rotating it out, rotating it in. Again, I'm noticing here that I'm almost sinking into my hip, my standing hip. You can come out of that, again, find your neutral pelvis, and you can work again in shifting your weight to one leg, but not sinking into that hip. Or trying to maintain, for me, it's helpful to think about my spinal plumb line going up and just suspending me up as I'm rolling out and writing my name in cursive with this foot. Great. We're just going to take a few lunges forward and back. You can take those just, again, trying to keep that neutral pelvis. Take those just forward and back. You can give yourself a little undercurve. You can not do that if you don't want to. Again, this is just for your ankles and knees to warm up and lubricate just how we're shifting our weight. Again, trying to maintain that neutral pelvis while on top. And the softening of your ankle joints every time that you do, again, make contact with the floor. We don't need a rigid or a stuck joint. Again, as I'm seeing myself do, you can always make sure that we're tracking our knee over our second toe. So our knee isn't falling in like this or out like this. And just make sure that there's a softening there. And then that alignment keeps to be parallel. Great. We're going to go to our wrists now. You can take your hands just closed, and we're going to take some figure eights with our wrists. And you can reverse the figure eight. Good. And now, if you look at your thumbs, see which one is on top. We're gonna take our hands apart and switch which thumb is on top and try again. For me, the other way feels very uncomfortable for my hands, and that's okay. That's more information for your body. And reversing that figure eight. And taking your fingers, we're kind of gonna give ourselves like a tripod hand. We're gonna press in, but not break at the wrist. So give yourself a little tension through our fingers. Yes, nice. Good. From here, we're gonna do some flossing, which is for people like me who are constantly gripping in our hands. Flossing just helps release some of the tendons in your forearm and helps if you have a genetic disposition for carpal tunnel syndrome. It also really helps with that. So we're all doing this together. It feels very uncomfortable if you're trying it for the first time with us. We're just gonna put our arms out to the side. Again, making sure that your arms are slightly in front of your body. And exaggerate it a bit, but just make sure that they're not behind your body or directly in line. You wanna have them a little bit in front of your body. So we're just gonna move our hands up and down. Again, feeling a rotation at your shoulder joint back here, continuing to rotate. And move our fingertips up and down. And again, feeling that flossing. I feel some pressure and tension at my fingertips and here in my forearms as I do this. You can also switch so that the eye of your elbow is almost facing front now, and you can go back and forward with your fingertips. It is one of those things that's slightly uncomfortable. So if you're experiencing this for the first time, that is normal. It should almost feel like a string being pulled and taut at your fingers. That's really, really good for your wrists and hands. All right, we're gonna drop that. Shake out, do a little wiggle with our body. We're just gonna do a few circles of our head, making sure that we're not letting our head sink back and like completely letting go in the back. You can just take a few lines. For me, when I like to go to the side, I like to resist down with my shoulder. So again, feeling like I have some sort of energy spewing out and down on the forward diagonal as I rotate around. Again, while you're doing this, you can use your eyes. And again, noticing what's in your surroundings, where you are, different information, like etc. Great. So we're going to continue with the circular motion. We're going to try to just take this in our hips. So again, while keeping your pelvis and pubic bone and ASIS, that triangle, neutral and perpendicular to the floor, your sacrum falling down behind your heels. Again, in that space, try to explore this hip joint. You have lots of motion and rotation in this hip joint. So you can fall in and out of that neutral pelvis position. And almost leading from your pelvis, kind of explore what this hip motion might feel. Where can you go with this? How can this even travel you around your space? Maybe I'm thinking of pulling out one side of my pelvis, and then I'm thinking of maybe like continuing that suspension as I travel around or step around the space. Yeah. Good. Letting that sort of motion resonate in different parts of your body. We're just going to kind of speed up in frequency of the movement that's happening right now. Good. residual pull and motion around my body. Again, this is a somatic-based improvisation, and so you find kind of where you can access these different pathways for yourself. For me, waking up my body really means getting out of my habitual pathways and into a more anatomical, efficient body. So now, going back to that neutral pelvis, but you can feel free to keep exploring through your pelvis and go in and out of that neutral pelvis space. Now, as we continue, I'm going to think about almost like puffs of air underneath my armpits. So there's some more energy and tension and flow through your arms now. Yeah, and that puff of air can maybe dispel. It doesn't always have to just like be stagnant underneath your armpit or be one size. Maybe it's a huge puff, or maybe you have a tiny little puff, or many little puffs. Yeah. Awesome. Again, continuing this sort of moving, rocking, walking around your space. Again, if we're thinking about accessing different movements and pathways for sensation, let's think about pressure. Think about touch. So we did a lot of touching our body earlier. Let's think about almost picking two specific points of your body. For me, right now, I'm just going to pick the top of my right shoulder and my left knee. I'm just going to continue moving as I think about these places, and I'm going to start letting those spots feel a little bit more initiation. Maybe there's initiation to travel somewhere. Maybe there's initiation to change levels. Maybe there's initiation to find some inertia, find your movement. And I'm just going to think about those 2 points, and you can drop a point and pick a different point if that point isn't working for you. Maybe I'm going to think about my sternum. I'm going to think about that point and my earlobe. And I'm going to think about the pathway that part of my body is taking through the space. Maybe there's somewhere in space that you think might, your earlobe or whatever part of your body you're exploring with right now has never visited. So maybe I'm just gonna let my earlobe explore this corner over here. And how does that sort of initiation change? Okay, for me it changed. My ears maybe haven't explored this lower plane in a while. So I'm gonna let my ears feel some more sensation in different parts of the space. Falling is always okay. Make sure you fall with a cushion in your joint, with some give, so you're not falling on a straight leg or anything. But falling is always a lot of information for our bodies to have. Gives us information about force, gives us information about pressure and alignment, gives us information on how to fall and also how to get back up. So in this exploration maybe of falling, let's work on tipping our spinal axis from vertical to diagonal or spiral in some way. So wherever that axis wants to explore, and let it. We're ready. Pass our synovial fluid to different parts of our spine. And now we can let That's so much information. Again, noticing, for me, I'm noticing that I'm losing the curves of my spine as I'm falling. Or I'm noticing I'm losing my standing leg. Or I notice that when I fall, I want to fall face forward. Maybe try to break up your own habitual pathway. You're someone like me that likes to fall forward, where your hands can catch you. Maybe think about your hands catching you from the side or from the back. I'm realizing just now we only have 10 more minutes left. I really enjoyed exploring this all with you. So let's continue. If there's some part of the class that really felt good to you, or really felt like you wanted to explore it a little bit more in these last 10 minutes, please do. Even if that's an alignment for you, if that's, pressure, or if that's, touch from another person in the space, feel free to explore that now. For me, falling is always something I love to explore. Again, sharing what you're noticing. If you're joining us on Instagram Live or YouTube, feel free to comment in the chat, and I would love to share any noticings of sensation, pathways, habits that you found in your body. You might have to help somebody else also explore that. We didn't give much attention to our arms, or maybe I didn't give much attention to my arms today. Maybe take these last few minutes to explore that for yourself. You have a wall, another amazing source of information. Pressure, friction, support. I might need some little extra attention in my back. Maybe my upper back from sitting all the time. Or maybe from hunching slightly. Good. Okay, so in these last few minutes that we have, we're gonna do a cool down for our body. So I'd love for us to first, we're gonna kind of go back to that sense of friction in our hands. Back to that sense of friction. And now I want you to try to maybe place this heat that you're feeling on a part of your body that you felt maybe today in this class didn't get a lot of attention from you or from us today. For me, maybe it's my hamstring or the inside of my leg. Maybe it's your glute. Maybe there's a pathway or a joint that needs some extra care and some extra affection from you. Good. Again, trying to explore these different parts of your body through touch.
Neon signs on silver lakes.
a little massage of our, I realize we've done a lot of standing today, so I want to kind of, give care to our support system on our lower body, our calves and our feet. So we're actually just going to take this last part seated. So I'm going to help us move a little bit lower so you can see us here. Great. Feel free to take a seat in whatever position is comfortable for you. We're just going to take whatever foot you want to start with, and we're just going to massage out the tops of that foot. We're going to give attention to each of our toes. And make sure that you're pulling out each of your toes, tips of your toes. You're just trying to feel and give sensation to all parts of your foot. That's the sides of your toes. That's kind of the spot before the pads of your toes. Give all that some sensation. You can even take your hand and put it in between your toes like this and give yourself a little toe hug.
Won't you?
We can put our heel on the floor and pulling our toes up with our hand and resisting against your upward pressure on your toes. So you're resisting down and kind of letting your foot resist down against your hands. And then spreading out your toes on the floor, making sure they have space. And you've given all parts of your toes and your foot sensation. On the top of your foot, going between your ligaments and tendons that attach to your first toe and second toe, make sure you're pressing really nicely and giving that some extra attention in your foot. From here, we're just kind of go to the inside of our shin now. So we're gonna give our calf or like stirrup kind of muscle right here. Some attention and pressure. You can go up with the grain of the muscle, and it can feel a little bit intense as you're going up against your shin right here. So do whatever pressure and sensation is good for your body at this time. For me, it's a little bit harder to do the back. I'm taking my thumb and again going kind of up the side of my Achilles and the side of my tibia. Good. And we're going to go to our arch now. So for me, a great way to massage the arches in your foot is using your opposite elbow. So you can take that elbow, taking your foot, and you can kind of massage around using the point of your elbow. It's a great bony point that can exude a little bit more force sometimes than just your fingers and hand can. And if you don't want to do that, you can feel free to, again, use your hands. Or find some other texture or some other object to also help you get sensation and movement in your foot. Moving on to your other foot. Again, I'm starting with the toes. Using my hands to kind of go around the toe, I'm feeling the space between my toes and giving that a little pressure and massage and attention. Maybe this is a place you've never explored in your foot. Maybe this is some place that, it's a little aches and pains when you wear too narrow of shoes, or maybe you just feel like they need some extra care. So again, we're going to move on to pulling our toes up and resisting down with our foot. Sides, you can see. And again, top of our foot.
I'm tipping up, touching down.
Again, if you have any
Lean
ankle or foot injuries, please be mindful of that and take what your body needs into account. It's the most important thing.
LA glitter.
And to the bottoms of our feet. Massaging through our arches.
Sparkles.
So if you think about your foot as a tripod with, a point here at the bottom of your foot, a point at the edge, and your heel. You can think of that there's 3 arches, 2 on the sides of your foot, and then 1 coming across the ball or front pad of your foot. Make sure you're giving attention to all 3 of those arches. Again, you can use your elbow if that bone point feels a little bit more forceful or accessible to you. That works for me. And again, going on the inside of our ankle, kind of up against on the sides of our Achilles, and these stirrup muscles on the sides. You can use your thumb, you can use your fingers, and up against those. And be sure to do the other side. You have to turn to the side. You can also use your knuckles, this. I'm going to go up against those.
Got lost again.
Great, and I'm just realizing that we're out of time today. I really enjoyed having you in this class and sharing this time with you. Please feel free to join me. My Instagram handle will be tagged, and I'm really excited for our upcoming performances at Queensboro Dance Festival. Nicole will be performing in a duet that I'll be showing next Saturday, so feel free to come check it out. Again, free and open to the public, and we're really excited to share this work with you. Thanks for going to this class, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.